Welcome to the Mindset Chick podcast. If you are looking to stop settling and want to gain the clarity and confidence to manifest the life and biz of your dreams, then this show is for you. I'm your host, Kristi Dear, sharing with you simple yet powerful and effective mindset tips that will allow you to attract more abundance, prosperity, and success into your life. So get ready, get excited, and let's go manifest some amazing things together. Hey, and welcome back to the Mindset Chick podcast. I am so happy to have you here. And today I want to talk about, are you asking big enough? Are your dreams big enough? Are you asking just to get by? Are you dreaming just to get by? To maybe stay in the norm, to stay amongst your friends, family, to stay in the crowd, because maybe you feel like you might outshine somebody. You might have more blessings, more miracles happen to you or your family that maybe would draw too much attention. You would feel out of place. You wouldn't feel like everybody else. So are you really asking your worth? Are you dreaming big enough? Are you putting limits on yourself about what's possible for you based on your perceived story about yourself? And I'm doing like air quotes, perceived, because really that's what it is. It's a story. And we can choose any time to step into a new empowering story, or we can stay in a story that doesn't serve us, or we can go to a story that's just a little bit more than what we have. Here's the thing. I believe that we are all children of a rich and loving universe, very, very abundant. If you watch the news, or maybe you look a lot on social media, or I go on YouTube every morning to listen to these meditation videos, to listen to some positive affirmations, some of my favorite videos by Bob Proctor, Wayne Dyer, Abraham Hicks. And it's so interesting because I don't watch this stuff, but one of the first things that pops up is some of the news that's going on in the world. And it's all so negative. It's just like fear. I want you to stay stuck in fear. I want you to see all the horrible things that are going on. And while there are some things that are going on in the world that are sad, and we want to definitely pray for those people, pray for God's love, pray for God's peace, pray for God's blessings over those situations. It's like what you focus on expands, and what you give your attention to grows. So if you're constantly being stuck in those stories of, wow, that's horrible. Look at this. That's horrible. Wow, people are so mean. Oh my gosh, people are so angry. And then you go down the cycle of judgment and fear and anger and all that stuff. You invite all of those things into your life. I'm really trying to figure out, okay, how can that not pop up on my YouTube? Because I'm not even subscribed to any of those things. It's like it's saying, hey, you don't watch this stuff, so I'm going to try to feed it to you so that you can tune your attention to it and get your attention off having a beautiful, blessed day. Get your attention off of being intentional about seeing and believing that the world is abundance, that there is wonderful, good people out there, that there are good things happening every single day, that there's miracles all around us. And I choose to focus on the good. And like I said, of course, there are things in the world that aren't so good, but I choose not to focus on them. And there's no news in this house. It does not go on our TV anywhere. I don't want to hear it. I had some family come over the other day, and one of the first things was, oh, did you hear about? And I said, nope, I didn't. I didn't hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. And that's not what I want to talk about. It just, it sets the tone not for good conversation, and it brings the energy down in the room. So no, I don't wish to talk about it. So I kind of went off on that because I was talking about seeing the good in the world, seeing the good in other people, believing that there's abundance all around us, believe that there are good things that can happen to you, to me, to everyone. We just have to believe, we have to have faith, and we have to be very, very mindful about what we tune our attention to, what we talk about, what we speak about. Are you asking big enough? Are you dreaming big enough? Are you asking big enough with maybe the thoughts in the back of your mind that might not be possible right now? Those things may not be able to manifest. Or are you asking, dreaming, believing that good things can happen because you are a miracle? Abundance is your birthright. You live in a rich, beautiful, lavish universe with lots of abundance. And you know what? When somebody else wins, you win. It's not when somebody else wins, I lose. It's a universe of there's enough abundance to go around for all of us. It's unlimited. God is a God of love. He's a God of blessings and unlimited abundance and joy. And so when we tune into that energy vibration, it's unlimited, the amount of goodness that we can receive in our lives. But before we dive in anymore, let's start with our Mindset Chick mantra that we say at the beginning of the podcast. So here we go. I am receiving now. I am receiving all of the wealth, health, blessings, and prosperity that the universe has for me now. I'll say it again. I am receiving now. I am receiving all of the wealth, health, blessings, and prosperity that the universe has for me now. And so it is. Here was a story that I read the other day in one of my favorite books. I have had this book since, I've got to go back to the date when my mom gave it to me. 2000. I received it September 18th of 2000. I still have the same book, okay? And it has lots of scribbles in it from when my kiddos were little. But pretty much the book is still in great condition. And I read a little bit of this every single morning during my morning mindset routine. If you haven't checked out my morning mindset routine, just go to mindsetchick.com and you can receive your free guide to my morning mindset routine. But this book is called The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity by Catherine Ponder. And this is really cool. It says, in regards to praying for riches, you have probably read of the late George Mueller of Bristol, England. Well, he established orphanages for children many years ago through his belief in the prospering power of prayer. He has been described as a man of faith to whom God gave millions. He has also been called a prince of prayer because of his habit of asking God directly for whatever was needed, rather than speaking of his needs to people. And it's so important because here's the thing, we can get caught up in talking with other people like, oh, man, this is so expensive. I'm not making enough money. I really hope this works out. I'm not getting the customers or clients or business partners that I desire. Things are tough right now. I'm feeling the strain. I really wish I could get this. I really wish I could get that. So whatever, we're speaking life into our situation because whatever we speak about, we bring about. And I've noticed that sometimes that can be a common thing to talk about the things that you're not getting, more so than showing up in a group and they say, hey, how was your day? And you're like, oh, it was awesome. I woke up. I had a great morning. Wonderful things happened to me. I got a bunch of smiles on the roadway when I was driving this morning. Traffic just parted as like a part of the sea. I hit every green light. My business is thriving. I have a wonderful marriage. I have wonderful relationships with my family. Things like that seem to be braggy, egotistical, and maybe shunned upon. Maybe people are like, well, that doesn't sound like, somebody I want to hang out with because I'm not feeling that way. And if I'm hanging out with that person, it makes me feel bad about myself, right? So I've noticed that sometimes people to fit in will kind of maybe talk about the things that aren't working out so that they can fit into the crowd, so they can seem like everybody else. And that's why it's so important. The 5 people you hang around with are the people you're most likely to become. You're most likely to become like the 5 people that you hang around with. That's why it's so important who your group is. So anyway, so instead of speaking about his needs to people, he just asked God. It says, Mr. Mueller once said that the great fault of most of us is that we do not ask big enough. And we do not continue in prayer until it comes. He also advised, expect great things of God and great things you will have. That's really powerful. Expect great things of God and great things you will have. He once told a friend, I have praised God many times when he sent me 10 cents, and I have praised him when he sent me 60,000. Solely in answers to prayers for prosperity, $7,500,000 was given to him for the building and maintenance of his orphanages. Wow, that's huge. The story has often been related of how Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of the Unity School, one time a payment was overdue on the printing presses, and the sheriff came to repossess the machines. But when Mr. Fillmore confidently declared, "I have a rich father who is going to take care of this," the sheriff believed him and literally replied, "Well, in that case, we will give you a little bit more time." So Mr. Fillmore then continued to pray for prosperity, and the money came in. Those printing presses were never repossessed. Later, during the Depression years, the love offerings that came in from all over the world to support Unity School were much less than usual. Again, the founders of Unity prayed specifically, boldly, and deliberately for money, financial supply, and rich prosperity. One day, as the workers on the Unity farm were drilling for water, they struck oil. Wow, that oil well proved an adequate answer to their financial needs throughout the Depression. That's really, really cool. I love that story because think about that. He said, I have a rich father. I have a rich father that's going to take care of all this. He just literally believed, I have a rich father that's going to take care of all this. He was believing God, the universe is abundant. I have a rich father. I am a child of a rich universe. All of this will be taken care of. And I love that mantra. And I've used it so many times in my life. Like telling myself, I have a rich father that's going to take care of this. God always has my back. I am always provided for. I'm always taken care of. But sometimes I might not be asking big enough. Are you asking big enough? Are you asking for just a little bit of money to get by? Or are you asking big, like when they struck oil? Are you asking for prosperity and riches, to be financially independent, to have more choice freedom in your life? I was praying a lot for our finances, over our finances. It's been almost, it's about 6.5 years ago. Really, really praying. We had 2 kids going into college and things were tight. And I was just praying and praying over our finances. And the opportunity, the business opportunity that I'm in now came knocking at my door. And it just was like, hello. But at first, I didn't want anything to do with this business opportunity at all, like nothing. And I was like, no. And it just kept showing up. It just kept showing up. And I just felt like God was calling me to this. I was praying for a way out. I was praying over our finances. I was praying to be more financially independent. I was praying that my husband could get out of his job that he didn't like, that he could be home more with us and didn't have to work around the clock and travel and miss out on so many things. I was praying for more financial freedom. And it's interesting because, sometimes we feel like, oh, the check's just going to come in the mail. It's just going to be dropped in my lap. And while that can happen, just like this story when they struck the oil, sometimes it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity that presents itself saying, hey, this is an opportunity that could change your life. And not only has this business opportunity that I finally said yes to dramatically changed our life, it's changed our income, it's changed our freedom, it's changed our relationship. We have more time together. We have been able to, grow our relationship because we have more time together. We've been able to put 2 kiddos through college without stress. We've been able to build our dream home with a pool, and have money left over. Like all these things, it's allowed me to work more closely with people one-on-one and in a team setting and help more people than ever. And that's one of my favorite things to do, is support people to live the life of their dreams and know that they're worthy and deserving of all of their desires and more. And so it's really allowed me to even do this podcast, have the resources to do this podcast and get this podcast out to you, have the time, have the resources. And so honestly, I didn't even realize when I said yes to this business, the blessings were going to be bigger than at the time I could even realize. Like I was asking too small. So I was praying over our finances. I was praying for a way out, but I was praying for a little bit more. I didn't really see ourselves living the lifestyle that we're living right now at all. And when I got into this business and I realized the opportunity was limitless and It's not just the people at the top. Anybody who gets into this business has the opportunity to get to the top and surpass even the person that they sign up with. And so there's unlimited amount of success that you can have. I wasn't even asking big enough. I wanted to do this podcast just to get you to think, are you asking big enough? I have some team members, I have some clients that will reach out to me and say, I'm really working on this goal. I just need a little bit more money, a little bit more money. And I'm like, that's a great goal. That really, really is. But why not double it? Are you just asking for enough to get by? No, why not double it? As much as you see yourself making the minimum, how can you start supporting yourself to see the maximum? If God's blessings are unlimited, then why do we limit ourselves? Is it because of what other people tell us? The world tells us, what we tell ourselves? Is it because we are still subscribed to the mantra that we have to trade dollars for hours? Because there's a lot of very wealthy and abundant and prosperous people out there that aren't having to do the daily grind. That is possible, right? And so just think about it. Like, why do we have a tendency to limit ourselves? Why do we put a cap on our worth, on our potential of how much we can make? I want to encourage you that whatever your goal is right now, whatever your big goal, whatever your big dreams are, maybe it's to make more income, maybe it's to pay off your mortgage or a credit card bill or something, or go on a luxurious vacation. Are you asking big enough? Are you asking just to get by? Or are you asking for the maximum? Maybe it's a relationship, that partner, or maybe it's to even heal the relationship that you're in. Are you asking just enough to get along? Or are you visualizing and seeing your relationship as just wonderful and beautiful and just have so much fun spending time together? And you can be together every single day and love every single minute. That is possible. Of course, sometimes you might get on each other's nerves, which is possible too. But you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be fighting all the time. It doesn't have to be stress all the time. It doesn't have to be struggle all the time. It's the story you tell yourself. You don't like where you're at? Change your story. You don't like where you're at? I'm going to ask you, what are you thinking about? What are you speaking about? What's the story you're telling yourself about the situation you're in? So I want to encourage you. Ask yourself right now, am I dreaming big enough? Am I asking big enough? And, double it. Whatever it is right now, double it. Ask for more. Know that you're worthy. You're deserving. You're a blessing. You're a miracle. There are miracles all around us. And whatever that is that you desire to manifest in your life, somebody already has it. There's somebody out there with the income you want, with the lifestyle you want, with that loving relationship that you want, who's going on that dream vacation that you want. So why not you? Why not you? And I'll leave you with this. I was listening to something by Bob Proctor the other day, and I loved it. And he was talking about, instead of trying to reach your goal, raise your frequency to get in harmony with your goal. Think about that for a minute. Instead of trying to reach your goal, hey, I'm at this vibration. I'm thinking that, maybe I could reach that goal. Maybe I'm deserving. Maybe I'm worthy. I've got some self-doubt going along here. We kind of look at it through a linear perception, right? It's in front of me. It's in the future. Maybe it's a little bit higher than us, right? And so we're trying to reach it, trying to grab it. But get that out of your mind. It's this. All I'm trying to do is get in harmony with my goal. I'm up-leveling my energy frequency, getting in harmony with the energy of my goal. So you've already reached your goal. Was that version of you asking big enough? Were you putting your shoulders back, holding your head up high, believing and feeling into it, believing that you're deserving of it, believing that you are a child of a rich father, believing that you have a rich father, you live in a rich universe that will take care of things for you, that God always has your back, that blessings and abundance is your birthright? Are you in harmony with that frequency of your goal? Or are you out of harmony trying to reach it? So asking big enough, it's also up-leveling your mindset, up-leveling that frequency to match that of your goal, or even something bigger. Because a lot of times there's a lot bigger things waiting for us, but we never reach it because we never believe. We never ask for it. We never have faith that it could come to us. We play small. We listen to what the world tells us. We listen to what other people tell us. And we're not listening to what God tells us. It's like Napoleon Hill said in Think and Grow Rich. When blessings start to flow, sometimes they come so fast that you wonder where they've been hiding all these years. So are you allowing your riches to flow? Are you allowing your blessings to flow? Are you asking big enough? I'll leave you with that. And I'm excited about our next episode. I have a special guest on, and we're going to talk about something really cool. I really, really loved this interview, and it's super exciting. I think you're just absolutely going to love it. And we're going to talk about energy and how you show up online or in person to grow your business is a huge deal. It's a big deal. People can feel your energy through a phone screen. And, how to really show up confidently so that you can reach those business goals, so that you can reach those personal goals that you want to reach. So I'm excited to announce her on next week's episode. And remember, friend, to dream big, follow your heart, and never give up on you, because you're worth it. Thank you for joining me today on the Mindset Chick podcast. I hope this show has you waking up every morning excited about the new manifestations you have created in your life. And if you would honor me with a 5-star review over in iTunes, I will happily enter your name in my Mindset Chick swag giveaway. Make sure you add your name to the review, and I will reach out to you if you're the winner. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. Be sure to visit me at mindsetchick.com for past episodes and more gifts that will help you to manifest your dreams into reality.